today's class is entirely for TAT. Okay? We all are ready? Okay. So, Lalitesh, please.
Hello, ma'am. Now I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
So, ma'am, in the second picture that you showed, ma'am, if I would be there, I had that same thought when I saw that picture. So I would also be writing that same story, ma'am.
Which one?
So, ma'am, in that story, there was Y. The Y was he joined an engineering college and he got his placement. And then in the present, he came for the convocation with his parents. And after that, he enjoyed the convocation with his friend. And he also met his juniors, he guided them. And then they went along with their lives. So, ma'am, is the structure not proper or what went wrong? I didn't got that.
So, Lalitesh, my question is not just about the structure. Okay? Structure, we still, there is known as organizing ability. People do catering, that is not organizing ability. The structure in which the story is written is organizing ability, right? So you were able to come out. See, what happens is you were very comfortable coming to the conclusion first because that gave you a sense of security. Okay, I have come out with a conclusion, but how have you come to this conclusion is very difficult for you to presume in the very first stage. So what happens for my reduction? My reduction kya tha? Okay. This child first needs gratification. Okay. He wants the security right in front of him table. Then he'll go and try and do something. And that too, you said that the effort, whatever that you have said, I have not been able to, whatever that you have said, these efforts are not good enough, right? These efforts need to be, you have to stand by how that person said that he has cleared in his, that is known as masking. You're trying to mask the things that need to be done. What are need to be done? The efforts need to be put. Why the efforts not been put? Just by saying that you joined a company and then you come back and for a convocation, it is not going to dilute the fact that the efforts are required. Okay? Right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So, हम स्ट्रक्चर पे बाद में आएंगे. पहले हम ये देखेंगे क्या हम वो उतनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं जो हमने हम चाहते हैं जिसको पाना. अगर हम मेहनत नहीं कर रहे हैं then other aspects are yet to be looked into. रोटी कपड़ा मकान पहले, बाद में फरारी, right? Okay.
Okay,
So,
ma'am.
yeah. So it is 9:33. I'll take one or two more questions and then we'll wrap it up. I hope I've been able to make some effect, some impact, and you folks have been able to understand. Thank you. Yes, Purushottam.
Generally, like whenever we're writing the TAT story, suppose I got an idea about writing a photography, but photography is not my hobby and I didn't mention the PAQ form. Like writing a story on the photography, like is it good and worthy, ma'am? Like is it matching to my personality as well?
So I have been asked this question so many times, कि my PIK needs to match with the stories. No. ऐसा कुछ नहीं. The picture demands a different you altogether. I don't like, let's say, what is that I don't like? Let's say I don't like something, but the picture demands something of me. So will I not get into it? I will have to get into it. Right. So, like you said, you are not into photography. That is, I think, Abhishek ka idea tha. Abhishek likes the photography. You may like something else. You may like to go for a walk around the beach for some other why of yours.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Somebody else would be wanting to go for a run for a beach for other why of yours. For me, going to beach would be either for a fitness or for a serene talk with myself. These are the things I would do. My why is different from somebody else's why. So never have your why confused with somebody else's just because it is easy to write a story. Believe you me, will get stuck.
Yes, ma'am.
So do not copy any why just because it is flamboyant. Do not copy any why just because it is easy. Take a why which is very close to you because you will be able to convert it into a good story.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
Great. No doubts? Everybody good to go? Okay, Shubham.
Uh, ma'am, my doubt was how to be more creative in order to think of that why.
How to be more creative. Okay. आपको पानी के अंदर मैं डुबो दूं, पानी के अंदर आपका सिर डाल दूं, तो क्या करोगे आप? You would like to come out. You would like
Yes,
to
ma'am.
come out to breathe, to take a breath. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So what all will you do? Tell me. I have put my hand on your head and push you down in the water. What all will you do?
I'll try to push myself up so that I
Okay.
come out
Then
of the water.
what more?
I'll see what is stopping me and I'll try to remove it from my head.
So my hand is there on your head.
I'll try to remove your hand from my head with my hands.
Okay. So you will do every possible thing. So what are you doing now? You're
I'm trying
thinking.
to come out from this.
You are trying to find a solution to the problem that you're facing. So Shubham, the imagination we think is an object. No, it is a imagination is something when you have no other option but to do it. जब पिक्चर सामने आए और आपको उसके बारे में लिखना है, which has to be practical, you have to start thinking. And it has to become your daily, day-to-day affair. The situation that you see, ask your wife, okay, अब मैं क्या करूँगा? इसको कैसे हैंडल करूँगा? हिमांशु, I know तुम लोग सब मस्ती कर रहे हो. Relax.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ जी. नहीं, there are two Himanshus. So the Himanshu who has not said yes, उसको मैं बोल रही हूँ. Okay. All right. So Shubham, you will have to start putting yourself daily into the situations and asking, if this is a situation right in front of me, how am I going to handle? If this is a situation, how am I going to handle? ठीक है? So
Yes, ma'am.
imagination will come once you start asking yourself why, how, and whether it is practical or logical. Start doing it.
Ma'am, should I start it with the deity images or like something else? Or should I watch movies? Should I read fiction for that?
So these are certain shortcuts. Well, you can do that also. You can read also. You can read certain articles also. You can certain read somebody else's biopics also. But those are not imagination. These are certain way outs. So you can do that. I'm not against it. But believe me, once you start developing your own thinking process, nothing would be impossible for you to write on or do on. But start with this.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
is not,
Surely
yeah,
I'll.
yeah. It is not just this. It is pictures are one part of it. But when you're daily able to handle any kind of situation and think and write anything on anything, that is the time when you're ready.
Yes, ma'am.
But read. It's okay. It's okay. Read. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Sainik School. And one more. Who has raised the hand? Shahidul. Shahinul. Okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am Cadet Gaurav Keshwani, and I have a doubt regarding PP and DT, ma'am. Ma'am, if we write a different
Yes, ma'am.
in the PP and DT and speak a different story, would it affect us badly, or it wouldn't affect it all?
So I've not been able to hear properly. Is it that you have seen the picture differently and written a different story? Is that so?
Ma'am,
Gaurav,
I would say that if I got a different idea while writing a story, and after some time, after the duration of the break, that is about 30 minutes, in that time, I realized that I have a better idea to that story.
no, you cannot. You cannot narrate that story better. You'll have to narrate what you have written.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Beta. Okay, Bhushan?
Yeah, ma'am. Able to hear me?
Yes.
Ma'am, as you shown the last picture, it is regarding the convocation ceremony.
Yes.
In that picture, at the present, we can't do any of much things over there, like the adding of action, else writing the past of the story. So will that be okay? Like in my life, I have faced the difficulty to take the admission in engineering college. So how I overcome from that difficulty and what all Lawrence I brought for my college, and then I attended the convocation ceremony. Is that be a good idea? Because when I ask the question to myself why I am into that situation, so I come up with this idea.
Okay. So this idea is very good, but at the same time, I want a conclusion also. So what have you learned out of this entire thing?
Okay,
Your
so
story
how
will
I
go in. Huh.
yes, ma'am. So I can write the action in that story that how I used my resources around me, like my friends and the other sites, to overcome from that difficulty. After taking the admission, means after resolving that problem, how it benefited to the other students as well. Like it happened in with me that because of false fee structure, many of us were being forced to pay the full fee, 1,20,000 during that time. So I have fought this difficulty and I have overcome from this, and it has benefited to the other students as well. So is it good to write this thing, or it will
So
merit that I am writing completely in the past?
no, it's okay. See,
Okay.
how you write and implement your story also matters a lot. In your case, you will have to still put into that structure what led to the present, what is going on. So today, what is going on, what has led that,
Okay.
you covered that path of difficulty, right? So
Okay.
that the path of difficulty, what led to your getting the honored award ceremony,
Okay.
or or you would have not got. So is that you were not paying the fees?
No, actually, ma'am, it happens that I belong from the reservation category at that time, and I was asked to pay the open category fee, which was 1,20,000 rupees.
That's
But I was not.
absolutely all right. That's
Huh.
absolutely all right. I understand. But my
Okay.
question is very, very specific, my dear.
Huh.
My question is that while you were, but the picture shown is you getting the award.
Huh.
What led to this picture?
Okay. I'm getting this award because I brought the Lawrence for my college in the sports, as I represented my college as being a captain of basketball team into the
Oh,
university
that's
level,
fine.
where we.
Okay, that's
Huh.
fine. So that my try and understand. These are the actions you're telling me. And
Okay.
then what is your why of getting into college? Why is it okay? Why is that you're getting this laurel? Okay, you're getting the laurels because you've got a you got into sports. All right, why? Why? What really pushed you? The why is not okay because you just one of the things. Why is your deep inside the desire?
Okay.
Because you want to do something XYZ, that's the reason you got into sports, and which made you do so and so thing, and you brought laurels, and you were awarded along with the studies because you knew that ये इतना काम करने से चलेगा नहीं, वो भी करना पड़ेगा. That is what I mean by a deeper why. Simple why नहीं. अगर आप superficial why करोगे, then the
हाँ.
answer the question is very simple कि okay, not involve himself much, gave a simple reason, and that's the end of it.
अच्छा. हाँ.
ठीक है. Why did you
हाँ.
want to go into sports? Why? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
think into it.
Got. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Got the thing. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Ranjit.
Ma'am, actually, I have thought one idea. Thus, I want to ask you whether my why is correct or not, ma'am. Like my character, he is studying in IIT, and ma'am, while studying, he also was giving tuitions to the staff which is working in the IIT. So that time he thought that I should go in the edtech industry rather than for any another placement. So after the convocation, I joined one renowned coaching and I started teaching there. And after that, ma'am, I also making videos on the YouTube channel, shorts and all. And I got famous. I took the fundings. I onboarded many other famous teachers on my company, and I made a unicorn of that type of thing.
So ये तो कहीं से पड़ी हुई है ना, right? So what led to the story? What led to the picture? What is going on? And what the outcome would be?
Ma'am, what led to the story ki that, ma'am, he was there in the college and he was
So that
teaching
is
the
not a so okay fit.
he was teaching the underprivileged students there, and he saw that they are struggling for the basic education. And most of the students who have passed the 10th and 12th, they don't have any fees or money with them so that they can prepare for the any competitive exam. So he thought that I should bring a revolution by giving the cheap education when I pass out from the college.
So so what led to the picture? My story is still मेरे question तो बाकी है. What led to the picture?
Yeah.
You want to use this idea, please use, but not by bypassing my questions.
Yeah. Understood, ma'am.
Yeah, do not, you cannot buy. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि my God मैंने वो फिजिक्स वाला एंड अड्डा की स्टोरी डाल दी तो मैडम बहुत खुश हो जाएंगी. Yes, but not by bypassing my questions. Okay? Okay. All right. I'm taking one last question. I have, okay, Ritu.
Good evening, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right, ma'am. Actually, I just have a doubt. The thing is that if, for say, there is two or three people in a particular picture, and we are addressing the main character in TET, so is it mandatory that we should be giving the concentration towards only the main picture, or is it a necessity that we should be concentrating on the other characters as well?
So anybody and everybody in the picture is a resource. You have been given the resources, use them. You have not been given the resources, then you are introducing them as a penalty. People are there, resources are there, not using, that's a penalty. But yes, out of them, one person is a main character. Rest all are there. You need to understand that too. Aditi, Gautam, you folks are just masti khoro tum log. Okay, got the point,
One
Ritu?
more. Yes, ma'am, I got it. So when you in the second picture that you showed, there were two other people standing in the background. So is it mandatory that we should be using those two people as well in that
So
picture?
there are people there when there are number of people there, right? You can consider them as a part of your crowd. You can
Okay.
consider them as a part of your the scene there. Okay, like
Okay.
it's principal or a headmaster or a dean there. Okay, you can do that.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
So this was my last question. I will take one more, and that would be the end of it. All right, Shaheenul, right? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Jain, ma'am.
Jay.
Ma'am, I am Signalman Sainul Mujumdar from
Mhm.
Corps of Signal, ma'am. And
Yes.
recently, ma'am, I got conference out from 32 SSB Jalandhar. Ma'am,
Okay.
I took interview or from my company commander. Her name is ma'am Major Ruchika Patil, and she provided your ma'am classes links, and she told me I need to ask and I need to assess my psychological test from you so that I can be clear for my psychological assessment. Ma'am, I think ma'am my psychology was good because ma'am I didn't mark up any stories in my psychology. Whatever the stories or pictures comes out in front of me, ma'am, I just relate those two stories in my personal and professional lives, ma'am. And I मैम आई एम रिक्वेस्ट मैम कि मैं मैम असेसमेंट करना चाहता हूँ मैम कि सो दैट आई कैन गेट एन आइडिया दैट व्हेयर आई नीड टू वर्क एंड व्हेयर आई शुड नॉट डू दैट मैम.
I do not know Major Ruchika. Thanks to her, she would have got my number. और उनको कहाँ से मिला? उनके थ्रू आप ऐसा करिए. आप इंस्टाग्राम पे हैं कि नहीं है? वैसे अलाउड नहीं है, बट अगर हैं भी तो आप मुझे वहां पिंग कर दिए. आई शेयर अ गूगल फॉर्म, राइट? उसमें दो स्टोरीज है, एक ब्लैंक स्टोरी है. आई जनरली आस्क द कैंडिडेट्स टू फिल अप दैट. आई जस्ट डू इट लाइक दिस. लेट मी सी वेयर यू स्टैंड. ठीक है जी?
श्योर मैम, श्योर.
ठीक है.
जय
थैंक यू. जय. एंड द लास्ट शक्ति सिंह.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, my question was that should we focus more on adding more actions to the story, or should we focus more on adding minute details to the stories? Ma'am, what should be the more, ma'am, preferred course for us?
So I'm just trying to comprehend your question.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to observe the picture minutely.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है? Make
Okay,
a structure of your story.
okay, ma'am.
Include everybody so that your main hero, that is you, is involving everybody in the situation which is shown in the picture.
Okay, ma'am.
ठीक है?
Yes,
उसके
ma'am.
लिए आपको ये माइन्यूट कि सन जो है आधा गोला था, आधा गोला दिखाई दे रहा था, मून आधा दिखाई दे रहा था. These are minute details. बट आपको मून दिख रहा है. देयर इज अ पिक्चर जहां पर कि एक इंसान को मून की तरफ देख रहा है. सो डिडक्शन ऑफ द स्टोरी इज पिक्चर इज की रात है. ओके, बट आप वो देखोगे कि मून को देख रहा था, मून पूरा गोला नहीं था, आधा गोला था. दैट इज रिडंडेंट इंफॉर्मेशन.
Okay, ma'am.
सो ऑब्जर्व द पिक्चर केयरफुली. अगर वो अपने घर पे बैठ के बाहर मून को देख रहा है, या घर के बाहर बैठे मून को देख रहा है, या पहाड़ पे बैठ के मून को देख रहा है, all those aspects need to be considered and made a story around it. ठीक है?
Okay,
So
okay, ma'am.
observe the picture minutely, and while writing, it is the thoughts, feelings, and actions according to the picture which is there right in front of you. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
All right, folks, this will never end. ये तो this is a beautiful session. I'm really thankful once again to Value Talks for allowing me this platform. Shortly again, I shall share the link. Be on a lookout. What is that you want me to cover? Do share with me so that I can make my content around it. This content, I just thought, I need to give out to you folks what a story has to be, what are the problems that we face while writing a story. That's how I did. Uh, I would want to give away this information to all those who are deserving, right? So thank you so much for coming. Please share what is that you would want if you want me to conduct such more webinars. Thank you so much. Bye bye and good night.